there is this Chinese proverb that goes something like, if he ignores the dragon, it will eat him. If he tries to confront the dragon, it will overpower him. But if he tries to ride the dragon, he may take advantage of its power and might. And I think when it comes to loss, death, grief, mourning, we are dealing with this strange dragon that we don't know what to do with. And if we ignore it because we dread talking about dying, though it's something that occurs every day, that there's this death anxiety that we struggle to plan or talk about it. It leaves us ill-equipped to deal with death when it happens, that we shy away from the topic. We don't have a vocabulary for it, we don't have plans for it, and because we are so anxious about the subject, we don't know what to do when it does happen. Even though knowing does not make it easier, but it does help if you understand what's happening to you. And I think if you do the opposite, I think if you look at it too much, I think it's Yalom who wrote staring at the sun. It is the equivalent of staring at the sun, that we might go blind, that if you focus too much on grief, too much on death, that life loses its taste and meaning. Things become bland and depressive, and we become confused. So how do we find a middle? I think it is important not to ignore the realities of life, that we need some sort of education, but it is also important to notice when things are good, because when good things are happening, we never notice that things are going well. We only notice that things are valuable when we lose them, where good is hidden until things are painful or things are not working, so to count our blessings. And I think that we deal better when we realize that in life, we win and we lose, and sometimes when we lose, it's very painful. And it's one of the ideas I wanted to share. And the other is this idea then about when we say somebody must move on, when somebody has moved on, what does that mean? Do we mean that after you've lost somebody, do you need to forget them? Because people have a real fear, grieving people have a real fear of forgetting the deceased, that people are anxious about forgetting them. If a day goes and you haven't thought of a person, you may think that there's something wrong with you, or you didn't love them enough. So people have ambivalent feelings about that they have a sense that they should be mourning a person all the time, that if they had a day where, they had a good day or they laughed, they feel as if there was something wrong with that. So there are all these mixed up feelings. So what does moving on mean? Does it mean that you are just, does it mean that you are able to live with the pain? Does it mean that you are able to integrate that which has happened to you? And then you get those, of course, who also say that you never get better. That's it. Once you've lost somebody, you are supposed to be in that space forever. And some say that you just have to take it a day. When you look at the literature may say something like, some people may take 6 months or about to adjust, and not to forget, but to adjust with the pain. Some people would take about a year, some people about 2 years, and some people never. But people from just clinical practice, and when you observe people adjust, people tend to deal better when the gut-wrenching pain has gone away. They still feel pain, but they're able to deal with life's many challenges, because when you're grieving, even the simple things, the ordinary things, the mundane things become very difficult to achieve. But people start adjusting, I suppose, when they've moved on. It's not that they've forgotten, but it's that they are able to then deal with the little requirements, with the admin of life. Because when you're grieving, you struggle to even do that. You vacillate between doing a very difficult thing. Everything is difficult, everything is taxing emotionally. And so it is important, I suppose, to then give people that space to adjust. But some people are also very keenly aware that if somebody has died, then every time I do something great or something new, it's the first time I do it without that person that I loved. So back to that dragon, what do we do with the dragon? Do we confront it? Do we ignore it? Do we ride it? So when it comes to grief, I think one of the things that may help would be to understand that all grief is valid, that people heal at their own time, that people heal in their own way, and it is okay to be patient with ourselves, to be patient with others, because grief is such a complicated thing. When you've lost somebody you love, somebody who meant who are so dear to you, I think you need to be patient with yourself. We need to be patient with people who are healing. We need to be kind and understanding, and seek to encourage, but be respectful for people who are just. When they are just and when they are ready to engage with the world, then they will be ready. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, and please share with a friend, and see you soon.